Craig Marduk is an Australian Vale-Tudo fighter who first made his appearance in Tekken 4. He was first introduced into the series as the murderer of Armor King and a rival to King 2. However, he and King 2 quickly became teammates as the story unfolded, and another Armor King appeared. He returned as a DLC character in Tekken 7, planning to settle his feud with the second Armor King once and for all. Marduk is a massive character, and he definitely packs a punch. His size results in good reaching moves, and somehow he also holds good movement. He is one of the few true grapplers in Tekken 7 with an intimidating throw game. This includes launching throws, crouching throws, ground throws, air throws, and the infamous Vale-Tudo tackle. He has high damage, good range, and strong approach and mix-up options. Add this with one of the scariest rage drives in the game, and he has some of the best comeback potential in the game. His punishment was previously a weakness? Not anymore. His size does mean that high damage combos will work on him, and his lateral movement isn't amazing. His whiff recovery isn't too amazing, and as a common trope for grapplers, his lows are okay, but definitely have their inherent risks. Down forward 1 is Marduk's 15 frame mid-launching uppercut. This move launches crouches and has been given godlike range and pretty decent tracking in both directions. Thankfully, it's minus 13 on block. Down 1+2 is a sneaky, evasive mid-launcher coming out in 19 frames. While some have trouble punishing this move at minus 12, this isn't an issue for Nina. It's a great tool to catch a player relying too heavily on highs, and can steal turns for a high reward. Back 4 is just, well, incredibly good. It's an I-14 mid that can be stepped to his left, sidestep right that is. But in many situations, when it's used, it may as well be a homing move. It leaves Marduk at frame advantage on hit and knocks down on counter hit, both options being favourable to him. This move is also minus 9 on block, meaning it's a good opportunity to take your turn if you block this. Down 4 is an I-14 unparryable low. This is a great turn stealer and can deter you from trying to low parry on a read. Remember that this move is still minus 5 on hit, giving you an opportunity to attack. It's also incredibly unsafe at minus 16, so be ready to launch this if you block it. VTS down 1+2 is a low, high string, quite comparable to a hell sweep. If you're hit by this, you're placed into a guessing game, and sometimes it's wise to just stay down and take the next hit, if they're not going to ground through. This move is very unsafe on block, and you can step it to the right, showing that sidestep right isn't a bad option against VTS in general. If you've ever versed a Marduk before, you've already seen this move at least 20 times. Marduk's VTS tackle is an advancing tackle with 2 throw collision boxes, for a standing or a crouching opponent, and then a physical hitbox at the end, which you can block and launch. This is hard to deal with, even though the startup may seem slow. If you're not confident with breaking with 1+2, a good option is to use a move that gets you into a jump state as quickly as possible, such as Nina's up forward 3+4. If you've been hit by the tackle, you're pushed into a 3-way guessing game with a 1 break, 2 break, or a 1+2/no input break. This is very tricky to deal with, and a good option is to press 1 or 2 instantly and try to react to the both hands 1+2 or no input break. You're also put into this mini game from a certain throw, running tackle, attack reversal, some ground throws, his face down feet away down 2, and of course, Marduk's rage drive on hit. As a grappler, a lot of the time Marduk's main goal is to be close to you and in plus frames. This allows him to have a mix-up between a threatening mid or a throw. With this in mind, an effective manner to deal with Marduk is to stay at around the tip range of down forward 1, while regularly stepping to his left, that is, you stepping to your right. This is to attempt to bait a whiff punish while eliminating the threat of having to quickly react to his throws or tackles. At this range, you can occasionally poke with quick lows or mids to find an opportunity to get in, or stand back and hope to whiff punish. As Marduk's life gets lower and lower, be sure not to take high risks, as the comeback potential with his rage drive makes the match feel like it's always in his favour, even when you have a significant life lead. If you're hoping to rush down Marduk, his poor lateral movement makes this a little easier, but he can still step some of your options. With the exception of his unchickenable attack reversal, he doesn't have the greatest get-off-me tools. He also doesn't have the best while-standing punishment, with him getting subpar punishes on blocking all of Nina's lows except for down 3 and wipe the floor. It's common to see down forward 3-1 into a ground throw attempt as a wall hit. This ground throw is a true mix-up and you cannot avoid it beyond guessing. Consider your opponent's tendencies here and be mindful of how threatening the relaunching throw is. This will always be broken with a 1 input. Another common wall combo is down forward 3-1 into down back 3-4 1+2 for a wake up and tech catch with VTS tackle. A delayed wake up can mess up the timing of this tackle and leave Marduk launch punishable. Marduk has a number of ways that they can set up the scenario of the opponent being in either face up feet away or face down feet toward, and mix you up with either a down forward 1 or a ground throw. These aren't the two exclusive options here, but they're common enough. It's a good idea to stay grounded and look for Marduk's attack animation to time your standing up. The intention of forward 2 into down 1+2 is to catch an opponent out for jab checking. This isn't exclusive to forward 2 on block, but as it's -1, it's a good situation to bait the jab. This is a reminder that retaliating with jabs just because you have a small frame advantage often isn't a good idea. Keep in mind that Marduk doesn't have the generic running shoulder charge like many characters. Instead, he tackles you into his VT mount. This is often set up with his bread and butter combos ending in forward 3-2. For most combos, this is more of a catch for people waking up backward or tech rolling, and standing up or other options will negate this mix-up. Like the VTS tackle, you can go airborne to avoid this, or use other options to make the throw whiff. Do be mindful of the player trying to bait you into a particular action here though.
Afraid to see legendary fighter KO'd in the headlines?
As mentioned earlier, Marduk's punishment is now more average opposed to bad. Thankfully, down 2 recovers crouching, meaning on block, the best he gets is still only a while standing 1. This can be a great tool to formulate a game plan around. Many characters get a guaranteed launcher after you see Marduk do 1-2-3 or down forward 3-1-2-3. Nina isn't so lucky, but still has some good options. Down forward 1+2 is guaranteed, and you can use up forward 2-1, which can be Twitch confirmed if you see Marduk attempt to complete the string. Backsway is a powerful tool in many matchups, and by all means, it's still valid against Marduk. Since the range buff to his down forward 1, it does make backsway a much riskier option, and this is important to keep in mind. Many rage drives in this game force you into a guessing game on block. Marduk's rage drive is no exception, but Nina has some of the better options to deal with it. Up back 4 will evade both grounded 2 and grounded down 2 if they're done instantly. If they anticipate this, they can stand up and launch you for it. Sidestep left back sway will also beat both grounded 2 and grounded down 2 if they're done instantly. This can be beaten by delayed inputs, but the worst case scenario is you being in the same 50-50 most other characters have to deal with anyway. As a bigger character, Nina can get a number of combos on Marduk that don't work on most characters, generally to Nina's advantage. Counter hit quarter circle forward 3 is one of the few exceptions where if you connect the quarter circle forward 3 at an earlier frame, your only option is to use down 3 forward and pick up. This still gives you a high reward, especially if your execution is on point. Your wall hit damage becomes insane against Marduk. As an easy option, you can do down forward 3-2, down forward 1-2, 1+2. But you can now connect down forward 1+2, down forward 1+2, 1-2, 1-2, 1+2. This last one is a Marduk exclusive combo. The trick here is to connect the first down forward 1+2 with Marduk as low on the wall as possible, and then have a slight delay in the 1-2, 1-2, 1+2 string. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a bit from it too. If you would like to connect with me and see more from me, search for AFriendlyTree on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Discord or Patreon. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.